Albert AWOL, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. Thank you for joining us on episode 248 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom, here with Trevor and Damon, and also special guest Blake.
From Golden Button Detours.
From Golden Button Detours / listener of the show / Discord user / I don't know.
I felt like we had some sort of, thread here. We had to get us all together at least once.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like for consistency to
for lore and world building of
exactly.
So Blake, you're never allowed on again after this. This is your only time.
You're one and done.
I feel like a double-A minor leaguer that's been called up to the big league for one game.
But the problem is that you probably have the best audio quality of anybody. So I mean, there's that. Like you have a fastball, but do you have anything else? Right? That's the question.
I'm a one-trick pony, man.
Well, we'll let you stay on as long as you have quality internet and a good audio setup. Like that
is true. That is true,
key, my friend.
So I was explaining to the guys before. So if you want to laugh for the week, right, go on to the BSC Kids YouTube channel. I am voicing Peppa Pig with my son in a what did I say was the water?
Well, you didn't say your son was doing it.
He was the one that kind of drove me to it, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So and he just turned 18, by the way, but he was like cracking up. So we did it. You know, there's sound effects, like there's a whole bunch going on there. And then like I thought like my family was going to lose their mind. So they were watching it and they were like on the floor, like just absolutely out of control. They thought it was the funniest thing ever.
If you voiced Peppa, who did your son voice?
George.
Okay. So it was just Peppa and George. You didn't have
that's
like
all
Daddy
that's in the
Pig in there.
playset.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's really more about like highlighting the playset. That's why I kind of have to do it. So I don't bring in other characters. So the cruise ship, I don't know who's in the cruise ship playset, but that's all you get. You only get who's in the playset. No mixing and matching sets. It just doesn't work. But it's funny because like it's funny.
My daughter really like she does a lot of YouTube Kids stuff, right? She's on YouTube Kids a lot. And this morning, this is unrelated, but this morning she like yesterday she found like a channel called Ninja Kids. I have no idea what this is. Mm-hmm. And they had like a music video and she literally played it for 2 hours straight this morning. Like
get
over
on
and
my
over
Peppa Pig
and
thing.
over and over.
I'll take 2 hours. I'll take two watch hours. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to.
So my wife sent it to her sister who has a daughter that's 2 or 3 or something like that. And she said she just watched it on repeat, like for so long that they had to stop her.
This is why I can't show it to my daughter, because the last thing I need is hearing you do Peppa Pig for hours at a time. So,
I mean, George is scared of the water slide. I mean, who doesn't love that? Dude, the thumbnail is just absolutely heat. Like the thumbnail is well worth just the price of admission. But I need some likes and some watch hours. So I'll take whatever I can get.
I'm gonna have to.
You know what's funny is like I went to bed and then I woke up this morning. I was at 2,500 views, and I was like, okay, people really do like Peppa Pig.
That's pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I'm gonna go there right now and like it without even watching it. So.
No, you gotta watch it. That's the whole point. It's fun.
We don't fake likes. You need to, actually, we're fine with fake reviews on the show, but if you want to review us, even if you don't like us, that's fine.
Yeah, so I haven't been on the show in a while, so we've just been kind of busy, and then we took those 2 weeks off. And even though we tried to get Tom to do a show, he just ignored me and Trevor, so we didn't get a show.
You guys did? Oh, I was busy.
Yeah.
Everyone in my house was sick, like over the holidays, and like I had family here nonstop. It was hard. So yeah, sorry we didn't do any content over the holidays, but I feel like a lot of podcasts took off. So,
yeah, that is true. It was a busy holiday season for sure. And I'm still putting back trees.
I mean, do you want to talk about, since you weren't here, Damon? Like, did you get anything cool for Christmas, or like anything you want to highlight?
Golden Buttons, man.
Okay, you talked about on Golden Buttons.
That's great. You hear that?
I mean, it's all the same show at the end of the
Go
day.
listen to
What
that
did he
then.
get,
Yeah.
Trevor? No,
Yeah, I do. I mean,
was
I don't
busy
listen. I don't listen to this show, let alone a separate show.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I can't help you there. All I know is that what did that logo look really good? Like now I want that logo. I want it so bad. I want a Golden Button Detour shirt so bad now.
except for the fact that they spelled detour.
Well,
with the R at the beginning. Yeah.
But it's AI, right? I mean, that's
It's AI.
what I want it to look like. But I thought the look of it was
No, the look
pretty
was good. The look was good. It had a very Oregon Trail feel to it.
That's what I was going for. Yeah. And I feel like to get something done from AI to real, right, shouldn't be as bad because you're kind of like, hey, artist, this is exactly what I want.
Just replicate this. Yeah.
You just got to be careful that it's not accidentally infringing on anything that's already copyrighted, because that can happen with AIs, that it pulls from things that it shouldn't, right?
Redo, like, this is the thought, but you can redraw. Well, obviously they'd have to redraw everything anyway, right? But this is kind of, Anyway, I thought it was cool.
Why the Oregon Trail thing? Is it like,
dude? It's got that like river country ish vibe, and kind of like the whole like going on a detour cross country, right? It's got that whole
dying of dysentery.
No dysentery, but yeah. I mean, hey, listen,
Frontierland, yeah. Okay.
We grew up on that video game.
I did too, yeah.
So I thought that was a good look, to be honest with you.
No, I'm not criticizing. It was just I was curious of the background before of it, or like why you
AI has been really helpful in general in my life because I feel like I have really good ideas and no follow through. And like it is like the best thing for me because now I'm like, oh wait, there we go.
Yeah,
like
you can just get it done.
Yeah.
I tried. There was one episode I'd used AI to write the show description, and I hated it. I didn't like how it came out, so I decided not to use it again. But if you can find the one episode, go look for the description that's different than all the other ones. But yeah, it includes like emojis and stuff like that, which I would never do. Like I'm just not that person. But yeah, well, okay, well that's good. Yeah, no, it was a cool logo. I mean, I liked it. So and I would look good on a shirt.
It would definitely look good on a shirt. So stay tuned. So more Patreon people, the better. Then we can actually get some logos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
all right, we got questions. A question that seems old to me. It seems long in the tooth already.
The first part is, but I think the rest of it's a little more generic.
Yeah, like we don't have to answer the first one if we don't want to. And I actually don't know who Master Opus is on Discord. Do you guys know who it is?
No, because
I forget. They told us who it was, but now I forget.
Yeah, they can change their nickname to whatever they want. So,
this is from Master Opus on Discord. Asks, is there a Candlelight narrator who you definitely book a trip to go and hear at EPCOT?
No.
Like, there's nobody that. I mean, I would kind of was excited about the Brendan Fraser one. I would have gone to see.
But like, what are you doing? You're meeting them.
Yeah. It's not like a VIP experience or anything.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see him do it.
I mean, I can see it on YouTube. Like, that's cool too.
It's a fair point. I did see the clip circulating of what's his name, Jordan Fisher, the guy that does Happily Ever After, starting off with the Ready to Begin thing. He sang the Ready to Begin, for Happily Ever After. Did no one else see this?
No.
It was all over the place. It was posted on all the Disney Gears. All right. Well, I guess I was the only one that saw it.
There you go.
Well, and then so he also asked if you saw a celebrity at WDW, would you recognize them? I am extraordinarily bad at recognizing faces, like in general. Like, I think I would have, unless it was like a really big celebrity. Like if I saw The Rock, I would recognize The Rock, right? Like if I saw like, super famous people, I think I would recognize them. But
I think the thing is too, is like you see them with security.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's usually a tip. But I mean, I've seen a few people there, but the problem is like I was meeting them there for things like George Lucas and things like that. Like, yeah, I've met them at Disney, but I was meeting them there on purpose. So it doesn't really count. Outside of that, I don't think I'd even recognize people unless they had a lot of security, to be honest with you.
I will tell you, no, I wouldn't, because it's happened to me. So back in 2012, we were there at Hollywood Studios, and we were doing the Jedi Academy thing out there in front of Star Tours. And so I'm doing the dad thing. I got the iPhone in one hand taking pictures. I got the video camera, when you still use them, in the other hand, right? Doing my thing. They get done with it. Everybody starts to walk off. And the lady to my left of me says, "Hey, do you know who that was?" And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, the woman on the other side of you, you know who that was, right? I was like, nope, didn't even look. She goes, that was Tina Fey. So apparently Tina Fey had her kid at Jedi Academy.
I feel like I recognize Tina Fey.
I've seen Tina Fey in New York, because when I was going to New York and they were filming 30 Rock, she was 2 feet away from me because I was getting yelled at by the police because I wasn't really paying attention to where I was walking, and I was walking on set because, dude, it's New York, right? It was going somewhere, and they had the road shut down, and I just wasn't paying attention.
I think the hard part about Disney is that, any place that's crowded like that too, is that, exactly to your point, Blake, is, you're looking at other things. You're focused on whatever's going on. You're not looking at who else is in the crowd.
Yep.
Because I've not exactly the same thing, but I actually this was back when Blockbuster was still a thing. So a long time ago. A local newscaster was in the Blockbuster that I was in, and wasn't on the same level, but it was I was busy looking for movies, and I actually bumped into them. I was like, oh, sorry. And I just walked by them. And then my wife goes, do you know who that was? And then I turned around and was like, oh, that, it was this newscaster. And it didn't even register with me who that person was. And it's the same problem at Disney, is that there's so many people, and unless you're specifically oh, I know that there's a celebrity here, you're looking around, I feel like most people wouldn't recognize a celebrity at Disney. And also the fact that they're usually dressed in such a way that they don't want to be recognized. So
they do the
I feel like though we should do famous people you've met at Blockbuster, because now that makes the story even more interesting. So I mean, I met Mike Tyson at Blockbuster.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nuts.
He lived in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, but what's Mike Tyson doing at a Blockbuster, though?
Renting a movie.
Renting movie?
Yeah, he doesn't have someone that can do that for him?
He had a crew of people with him. They were probably just let's go get a movie at Blockbuster.
I mean, he probably, he knows what he wants.
Mike Tyson, I will tell you that.
Yeah.
That's not one you miss. I mean, this was a long time ago, pre-face tattoo, but you're still not missing Mike Tyson.
You're not missing Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's fair. Gosh, yeah, I mean, Blockbuster was kind of the place back in the day for seeing famous people. So that's a good one.
Every time I'm at Disney and I see a plaid walking around, I always look to see if it's somebody that famous that I would know. And it's never been anybody that I recognize. And like I said, though, I'm really bad at this. So,
well, I mean, it could be an athlete from a sport you don't watch,
or it could be a lot of. It could just be a rich dude. It doesn't have to be a celebrity.
You could take the top 10 most famous hockey people, and I wouldn't know not a single one of them.
Yep.
Yeah,
dude, I live in Canada, and I can't tell you who famous hockey people are. Besides, I know 3 besides Wayne Gretzky.
But I think that's what I'm saying. There's so many sports where you could be famous that you just might not watch. So
yeah, that's fair. I always joke with my wife, when you see the commercials, and the athlete is not famous enough for you to recognize their face, so they go Hall of Famer somebody, and then they say their name in the commercial. Yeah, you always know they're not famous enough for the commercial when they have to say their name in the commercial. Patrick Mahomes isn't going around saying his name in commercials.
That's true.
They're just who he is. But yeah, no, I mean, I like I said, I've looked every time, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody famous in the parks. And I actually said this to my wife the other day, because I always see people posting pictures of famous people, right? Just walking around. And I'm just how have we just never run into a famous person before? Just how is that possible?
But what are you even doing anyway? I would never bother a famous person.
I wouldn't either.
No. So it's
I'm busy. I'm doing other stuff. I don't have time to go hunting for celebrities.
I remember when I was a kid, I was okay. So this is really going back, and you guys can make fun of me for this if you want. I think it was probably 99 or 2000, and I was wearing a wrestling shirt at the time, a WWF shirt, and I believe at the time they told me that Kane was staying at Wilderness Lodge the same time I was there. I didn't see him though. I would have noticed Kane, I think, but it's because he's so tall and all that. But yeah, that was I guess that's dating things a little bit. Is Kane still doing it?
That's the story?
That's it. I didn't meet him. I'm just saying, that's the closest I got. That's the closest I got. I just heard that he was there, and I was looking around for Kane, couldn't find him.
You might have been in the same building as me.
I was possibly in the same general. That's the closest I got. Yeah. That's
all right. So the next part of this question, this is a tough one. What are you looking forward to in 2024? I mean, I guess let's keep it to semi-Disney. I mean, I guess I'm going on that cruise. I guess. I mean, we'll see how it is. I mean, maybe I'm looking forward to it. I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean maybe you're not looking forward to it?
I mean, it's fine. Like, I'd rather, like, we're doing 2 trips next year. We're doing this cruise, which was, I told you we're supposed to go on another cruise with that other podcast. And then Jeremy was supposed to be on. And then I just fudged the dates up and we swapped out to this other cruise. I think there's going to be people from another podcast on there too. I mean, yeah, I guess, but I'm still more looking forward to our Dollywood trip that's happening in August because we're going to go on a hike with llamas. And I just don't know what Disney has that competes with a hike with llamas.
I mean, you can ride horses, I guess, but yeah, a hike with llamas, yeah.
You get your own llama.
So wait, you're not riding the llama, right?
No. You're walking.
You can't ride llamas.
No, you're walking with your own llama, though. Like,
okay, but what's the purpose of that? Like, just to have like the llama
pack horse.
That is so cool. Like, first of all, the kids went absolutely bananas when I told them, like, hey, we can like walk with our own llamas, and they're like, "Are you for real?" Like,
yeah, but like, I guess what's the purpose of the llama? I guess that's what my question is. It just carries all your stuff for you? Is that like?
Yeah,
no, it does not. It's not a pack mule. I mean,
that's why it's there.
They're there for emotional support, Tom. That is the whole point of the llama.
Like pet the llama as you go.
What's a dog there for?
Is it our llamas the one
carrying your breakfast in the morning? Usually, I mean.
So you say they're not pack mules, but my sister.
I'm sure they could be.
Well, yeah, they do because my sister stays at this weird like mountaintop resort every year, and they send mail by llama.
Wait, what is this? What state is this in?
I want to say it's Tennessee, and it's like you have to reserve it like way ahead of time, and there's like one day a year that they open the phone line, and you have to like keep calling my sister's called like hundreds of times just to get a reservation at this place. I'll tell you about it. I'll have to ask her what it's called, Damon.
Oh, well, that seems interesting to me.
Yeah,
like now I'm intrigued. Now I might not pay attention for the rest of the show as I look this up.
Well, she sent me mail from there, and they literally on the piece of mail it says mailed by llama.
Googling llama hotel in Tennessee? I feel like that's what I'm doing.
Sure, llama mountaintop hotel.
Oh my gosh.
I think I might be.
Yeah, welcome, Blake, to Off the Rails.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm just sitting here listening, going, "Holy cow!"
This is what we do.
This is actually how this goes. I know when you listen to the podcast, you're not sure if we're making up. This is how this goes.
Wait a minute. Are we recording now? Is that?
Yeah.
No.
It's just we're open. Yeah. It's.
Dude, is it the Llama Lodge?
I have to ask my sister.
It's got to be the Llama Lodge.
I mean,
I don't understand how it couldn't be.
I don't know.
I got to search this in a private tab because I don't need this in my search history.
What, llamas? I mean, what's wrong with llamas?
Well, I don't know what else it's going to give me after Llama Lodge. I mean,
listen,
it's kind of unhinged.
I don't think so. This doesn't look like a hotel. This looks like this is an Airbnb.
It's like a really rustic kind of place, but it has like. I'll like I said, I'll ask my sister what it's called. I don't remember what it's called. It's been a while, but like you have to hike up there to get to the place. It's just it might be this LeConte Lodge. I don't know.
It's also a Walnut Ridge llama farm.
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay,
no, I think it's this LeConte Lodge. Yeah,
here I go in Gatlinburg.
It might be. I don't know. I said, I don't know. I gotta ask. I really don't know. Because this says it's accessible only by hiking.
It's ruined now by not knowing this. But anyway, back to the thing. Yeah,
I'll get it.
Llamas.
I swear.
We're doing llamas.
2024. Here we go.
It's 2024. Oh, yeah. We're all supposed to do this, right? I guess I'm looking forward to my Disney trip in May. I say I guess because we're doing it with like 10 people, and I have a feeling it's going to be
disaster.
Probably. I mean, there's definitely going to be fun to be had. I just hope I can find it. It should be interesting though. I mean, I've talked about it on the show. We're doing a grand villa, which I've always wanted to do a grand villa. So I'm pretty pumped for that, I guess. But doing it with 10 people is a lot. It's going to be a lot of family time. I am excited for my daughter to spend time with her cousins and get to do Disney stuff with her cousins. So that should be fun. So, but yeah, that's probably the thing I'm most excited about is my one trip this year. I haven't really planned out anything for the rest of the year, so I don't know.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I think what I'm looking forward to, and this seems weird to say, I'm looking forward to the Deadpool 3 movie because it's the only Marvel movie coming out, and I'm really hoping it gets Marvel back on track.
All right. That's fair. I was just Blake. It was funny. I was just thinking to myself, when Damon was talking about how like the celebrities need to be incognito, that joke about how in Marvel movies, like all the superheroes, when they want to be incognito, always wear like a hoodie and sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, so that's what I imagine all the celebrities wearing. But go ahead, Trevor. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
I was just going to say, I think you're right, Blake, that, the Deadpool movie needs to, or they really need to shake up what they've been doing with Marvel movies for the last little while. Yep. So yeah, hopefully Deadpool 3 it's far enough away from the main one that maybe they'll realize that, or the main series that, maybe they'll realize that there is more to it than just pumping out the same movies over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I have heard that, what was that show that just came out is pretty good. Why am I blanking right now?
The new What If season?
No, there was another show
Echo?
recently. Yeah, Echo. Got good reviews. Yeah. They said it was like kind of like the Netflix Marvel shows with like the super violent and like, which if you like that, I don't know. I'm cool either way. So
I mean, yeah, it depends on what you're there for, I guess.
Yeah. So Trevor, what's your 2024?
Well, mine's easy. I'm going to Disney in less than a month, so
you're going to go to farts and
Yep, yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to need to talk to you. Yeah, of course we're staying at the Poly. We always stay at the Poly. Yeah, so we've got all that lined up. I'm in the final phases of planning, so I'm like I'm double checking things, and I've got a whole checklist, and I'm driving my wife crazy because I'm like, hey, we need to sit down and like go through this, and she's not quite there yet, but I know, like, we're getting close, right? And
yeah.
Trevor, have you been there since they put in the new Murphy beds?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my son loved it. Because he was staying on the little Murphy bed, the one that folds down in front of the television.
Oh, that little one, that tiny.
Yeah, and then on the last trip, he stayed in the full size Murphy bed, and he was like, "This is great." So,
well, he's probably too tall at this point for that tiny one, right?
No, he's not actually.
Oh, good. Okay.
They can fit a pretty tall kid, but yeah, now that he's a teenager, he just wants the extra space. So he had a whole queen size bed to himself, which he thought was awesome.
That is nice. Can we also talk about the fact, Trevor, that, and I didn't know this when we talked about it last week, that the Figment popcorn bucket lights up, which makes it even cooler.
Well, you and I will have to talk after the podcast because I'll try and get you one when we're done.
Yeah, I need one of those. I need it. Yeah. I need one. Go ahead, Blake. Were you going to say something?
No.
All right. You saw you came off mute. All right. So then we got Nathan in the group said, we've been studio stayers since joining, but our family has grown and we feel that we should book one bedrooms now. Which resorts have the best one bedrooms in your opinion and why? So this is a tough question for me because I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever stayed in a one bedroom.
I have not either.
Well. I guess it's a question for me then.
Look at that. Well. It's a Damon question.
I would say for me, again, I guess the reason is, why are you asking, right? Like, best. What does best mean? For me, it means cheapest amount of points in rooms that I like. And then I would say I like Saratoga, and I like, what's the other cheapy one?
Oki West.
Thank you. Oki West.
Oki
West is probably my favorite resort now.
That's your new favorite resort?
Probably just because of the points.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, the points are just such a W that, like, and the rooms are a little bit bigger, right? We've talked about that before. So there's tennis courts. I mean, that's it for me. But we've stayed at a lot of one bedrooms. I mean, that's, like I said, for me, it's more about points now. I'm in a different time. I'm sleeping there. I want it big and cheap. So
yeah, I get
that's
that.
Big and cheap.
I understand. I ever since I stayed at a 2-bedroom now, it's like, well, I mean, if it's just the three of us, it's just my daughter and my wife and I think studio.
Yeah. I think with 4 or 5 people, the 1-bedroom is a really good, way to go.
It's nice to have your own space.
It is. And, 4, I think better. 5, it can still be a little bit crowded. I mean, boardwalk ones were fine just because of proximity to things and the ability to go on the boardwalk. But I think the way this question is asked, right? If you're not asking about the best resort or a favorite resort, you're asking about 1 bedroom, right? So then that kind of differentiates it. And then I just think about just space and points.
Yeah, I mean, it really does depend on that, right? Like, what do you prioritize? If you're prioritizing low points and a lot of space, then Old Key West and Saratoga are going to be your best bets, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing too is that when you're switching over, it's not like you go, hey, I'm going to start doing 1 bedrooms and I just got another 200 points, right? Like you're like,
yeah,
hey, I'm going to start doing 1 bedrooms and I might be at the same points that I had previously. So then I look at it like, well, I want to stay in that same point range. And that's why you kind of listen, not that Old Key West and Saratoga are a notch down from other ones. I don't believe that, but I know that they are point wise. So if you want to stay in that same point, scenario, otherwise you're definitely going to be going up in points. That makes a difference.
Yeah, I know there's some DVC people that don't believe in doing 1 bedrooms because like you can upgrade to a 2 bedroom for not that much more, and it's so much more space. But I mean,
what would you say by not that much more though?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm just telling you what some people make the argument with is that.
Well, I mean, you can make that argument if you're going to go again between. If you're going to say, well, not, but if you're going to say like, Grand Floridian, 1 bedroom versus a 2 bedroom somewhere else, maybe. But I think the difference between the 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom is enough to hurt.
Yeah, probably,
I think at the same place. Again, if you're kind of flip-flopping out places, then yeah, that kind of makes sense. The question then becomes, you're right. Like, is it better to do a 1 bedroom at Grand Floridian or a 2 bedroom at Saratoga?
Yeah.
Personal preference there.
It is. All right.
So this question is far more nuanced than it originally lets on.
Anytime it's like what's your favorite or what do you recommend? I feel like it's very hard because it's so subjective and it's like
yeah. Unless they wrote a paragraph of all what they were talking about, or you're asking somebody live, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, give us details.
There you go.
What do you prefer? Do you want the least amount of points? Do you want the most amount of space? Do you want both? Do you want to see giraffes? Location. Yeah, location's always important. For some people, right? Like I stayed at Animal Kingdom. The location is not that important to me. I like staying close to like EPCOT or Magic Kingdom. That's fun too, but
See, and it's funny because even though my kids are older, that's now become like, it's kind of like looped back around to that becoming a higher priority location, right?
The location.
Yes, because they want to, after, we're done for the day, they want to be able to hop on over to the park, or they want to be sitting around going, oh, dude, let's just go to the park real quick, right? And they don't want to be at Animal Kingdom where it's like a little bit more of a hassle to get to EPCOT, right? They want to be able to be like, hey, let's just run over to the park for an hour because that's what they do. So now location becomes a little bit more important.
I will say that, the one time I stayed at Bay Lake, it was kind of great to be like, hey, why don't we just pop into Magic Kingdom for like an hour? Like, it's like a 10-minute walk. Like, you just leave and you walk. It's the same thing with when you stay at Boardwalk or whatever. Hey, let's just like go over to EPCOT for a little bit. Like you can just do that. Whereas, any other resort, it's like, it's a ordeal.
Yeah, the kids are definitely, as they've gotten older, they're definitely doing that more where they'd rather sleep in and then stay out, which again, I don't mind the sleeping in part, but I'm still not going to stay out till park close. Like it's not happening. So we come back at 6, 7 or 8 and then they, shut it down or they, come back with us and then go back out, things like that. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I really only have like one, my son just turned 18. So I really only have one kid left really. Yeah. Right. The rest of them are adults.
Yeah, you're definitely in a different point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with you, man.
All right. Anything else on this question? We can move on to the scant amount of news we have.
Country Bears, Big Al.
Yeah. So Country Bears closing January 27th. So Trevor, are you sad you're going to not get one more shot at Country Bears before the new iteration? Or
I mean,
coming back.
It is. It's just not going to be the same show.
Yeah. It's going to be one of many things that are going to be closed for me on this trip, which I mean, basically,
more annoying.
Yeah, Frontierland is basically a no-go for me because like this was really the only other thing left there that was open.
What about Big Thunder?
You can still Thunder down for
Big Thunder's closed too.
Oh, that's
Big
right.
Thunder's
It is down for reboot.
Yeah, so yeah, Country Bear. It would have been nice to see it one last time, but I'm. When we go on our next trip, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Cause it's honestly, I've seen it so many times. Like we had the record from it. Like my parents bought the record to the show when I was like, 8 years old. So I've heard the show so many times that like it lives somewhere in the back of my head. So I don't really need to see the show again.
Yeah, I always liked that it was like I've talked about this before. It's very like low key, like PG-13 show.
Oh, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like goes over most kids' heads, but most of the adults are like, oh man, that's pretty funny. I think that's part of why they're changing this, but also they're changing because it's been the same forever. So like you do need to change things every once in a while. And this is probably better than the alternative of, remember there was that news that they were going to change it into like a Toy Story puppet show or something like a couple years ago, and then Disney like came out and was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that was one of those sites that love to just stir up drama,
stir up the stuff. Yeah. But so it's closing January 27th. It is interesting that Disney did not give a lot of notice on this. So, there are probably going to be some people that are really bummed that they're not going to get one last shot at the original show. But
I mean, I'll say this, for all the times that I walked by Country Bear, there was never like a lineup of people waiting to go into it. So.
Yeah, but you know how this works, Trevor. Like, the Maelstrom, always had a short line pretty much, but then they closed it and everyone was like, what? You closed the Maelstrom. It's like,
Yeah. I just feel like there's like 5 people out there that are like
one of my favorite rides, by the way.
There he is. He's right here.
Yeah. That ride was great.
It was.
Listen, it's cool because it's Frozen and you had to do Frozen and it fit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
mad at it.
It's pretty much the same ride. It just doesn't have the trolls and the.
It's not as scary though.
Yeah, I did like Maelstrom too. Like I mean, honest or hot take. I feel if they brought Maelstrom back and took away Frozen, which I know would never happen, I would be okay. Like I would not. There'd be people that would be really mad if they took away Frozen at this point. I would actually be happy if Maelstrom came back.
Yeah. I mean, but that's never going to happen.
I know.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I feel like one of the mistakes they made for Frozen was taking away that open part of the ride, because that was always the cool part. Yeah. Right at the turnaround there.
Where you poke out into the pavilion.
Yeah, like they should have left that. Like they really should have left that part. They could have incorporated that into Frozen somehow, I mean, I guess it kind of takes away from it if you're seeing all of Epcot and you're supposed to be in Arendelle. Okay, well,
I think it was that they didn't want to show off the animatronic that's inside that part now because
well, that's
that whole
true.
section changed,
or the outside light was interfering with the projections.
Yeah, I guess that could be a lot of reasons. Yeah, I guess there could be a lot of reasons. So, but yeah, so listen, I don't know if you guys watched the video. I like that they're going to be doing like kind of classic Disney songs and doing it in different like styles, like bluegrass, pop country, Americana, rockabilly. So it's good. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to see the new show. And listen, maybe this will reinvigorate it. Maybe all of a sudden Country Bear is going to have a wait now, right? Which I don't really want, but
well, the reality is it can go one of two ways. As it becomes a hit again, like it was, or it becomes like the Tiki Room under new management. Which
let's hope it doesn't become that.
There was a fire that caused them to shut that down. But even outside of the fire, it wasn't a well received show. So I don't think anybody was sad when it went away.
When it caught on fire.
Yeah. I hope that, whatever they do with this, that they don't miss the mark, right? Like, sometimes Disney, like kind of knows what the ride is about. And sometimes it feels like the Imagineers forget why the attraction was there in the first place.
Sure.
And I just hope that they're paying attention to the fact that it still has to be Country Bears. You can't just like, completely destroy it.
No, I think they'll do a good job on this. I'm excited for it. I think sometimes they swing and then they miss, right? Like in the Tiki Room obviously was that. I appreciate that they were trying to update it, but it is kind of funny because Country Bears and Tiki Room are two of those things where if you take someone to them that's never been to Disney before or knows nothing about the Tiki Room or Country Bears, they're like, what in the world is this? They're both really kind of odd shows,
I will tell you that it's something that we skip every time.
Country Bear or Tiki?
Yeah, Country Bear.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, we walk right by it because
I love Country Bear, man.
We went one time and we came out of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't even understand them Hardly.
Well, that's probably part of why they're updating it too, right? Because, like, they recorded all that music a long time ago, and technology has gotten better. So, I do wonder if they'll also be upgrading the animatronics in there too, or if they're going to keep them the same, or what. But should be really interesting to see what it looks like. They're saying it's going to reopen in summer, so who knows when that might be. So. Late summer.
That could be September for all you know.
It could be. Yeah. So, you would think it wouldn't take that long for them to do it. But I mean, like I said, maybe they're upgrading maybe they're refurbing the whole building. So, all right. So I got some cruise stuff. I know, Damon, you wanted to talk some cruise stuff, right?
I always want to talk cruise stuff. What do you have? Oh, you have the show.
The Moana show. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this looks pretty cool. This is going to be on the Disney Treasure, which I actually think we might try to do the Treasure next year. But so the show that's going to be on there is The Tale of Moana, and it's the first Moana stage adaptation. Which, by the way,
and there's puppets.
There's puppets, yes. There is
puppets.
Are you saying that in a positive way or a negative way?
Oh, in a positive way. So, I mean, the interesting part about this is there's puppets. I love puppets.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
versus just doing projections or something, which is kind of the cheap way to go. They're actually investing in puppets.
Yeah, which is good. And they teamed up with the master puppet designer from The Lion King. So it's the same person that created the puppets for The Lion King. So I guess
have you seen that?
I have.
The musical?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Where did you see it, though?
At DPAC in
okay. So you didn't really see it.
You saw the traveling.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. David said you got to see it on Broadway.
You didn't really see it. I saw it on Broadway.
Whatever.
Seeing it.
Whatever.
The DPAC. Stop with that.
But the puppets they have there, the way they make those animals move, that the first time you see it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, not as amazing as
whatever
Broadway, but yeah, I mean, I get it.
Well, and the other thing it mentions in here, when Moana meets Taka and restores the heart of Te Fiti, there's a giant Taka puppet and will turn into Te Fiti, which I'm sure is going to be pretty cool, actually.
The other thing I will say is that being on the cruise ships, the shows that they put on are good.
Yeah.
Like, they're good. So that is exciting. And there's going to perform a song for the first time on stage. Warrior Face. I think this is going to be great.
I mean, the concept art looks fantastic. I mean, even just the manta ray that's her grandmother, right? Like that picture looks amazing. I mean, obviously they're going to be using projection effects here. It looks great. I'm glad they're doing something with Moana. Which, by the way, I realized that that Mean Girls musical movie's coming out. Did you see that Moana's in that movie?
No, I've never actually seen Moana.
You've never seen Moana?
No,
really?
No.
Okay,
I'm not a big fan of The Rock, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I get it.
He's not the main feature of the show, honestly.
Yeah, but he makes it out like he is.
Well, everything that he's in, he makes it out like he is, right? So
I have, I don't know. I've just never seen it, and I'm not,
Moana's a good
all that
one,
invested in seeing it.
Moana's a good one.
Yeah, it is a very good show. I would see the stage show of it.
Yeah, I mean, I would see the stage show, but I don't think I'd go back and watch the animated film. Dude, the days of like rewatching stuff, unless you're a kid, are gone. There's too much entertainment out there for me to be like, well, I'm not really about this, but let me go sit and watch something for 2 hours anyway. Like, that just doesn't exist for me.
See, I rewatch stuff, but like as I have like background shows that I like will have on.
That's different. Yes, The Office, Seinfeld. Yeah, they're background shows.
Yeah, so I'll like rewatch long series. Like it'll just have them on in the background where I'm occasionally paying attention and occasionally not paying attention.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually doing that with Once Upon a Time right now. I don't know if you ever watched Once Upon a Time, but
I tried. I didn't get all the way through it.
Yeah,
it was good up until like season 4.
Yeah, it kind of fell apart after the season I'm on right now. Actually, is season 4, and it's season 4. I'm just like, this is not great. It's because I just rewatched Lost, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. The Lost guys did this show next, and all right, I liked Once Upon a Time. Let me rewatch that. There's some good stuff in there, but it's like you said, it kind of falls apart after a couple seasons. Anyway, So no, this is exciting though. Blake, I don't know if you have any thoughts. I don't know if you're a cruiser, Blake, but
my wife and I have been on one cruise total in our entire lives, and that was to Alaska. So
nice.
Have not done a Disney cruise yet. We were going to do it for our oldest son's high school graduation trip, but COVID killed that.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I was just talking. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law are, when we were doing our trip in May, they're going to do their kids' first haircuts at the barbershop in Magic Kingdom. And
what's that? Really?
Yeah, we were going to do that too. It's like they give you like a little certificate. Like there's a whole thing.
That'd be a cool experience.
Yeah, it's a cool experience. But they said we were gonna do that, but then COVID happened, so we really couldn't do it. We just couldn't get my daughter to the parks to do it. But are you really saying really to that, David?
I 100%.
That's like a
really
thing.
To that.
That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is a thing.
Yeah, people do that all the time. All right, fine. we can move on to other things, Damon. You want to talk about your thing that you put on here?
So it's just they released the Port Adventures for the new Castaway Key at Lighthouse Point.
This is the new private island.
Yeah, the new private island, which, when am I going again? June? I feel like I'm going in June.
Are you going to that? You're going to the private island. Yeah, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And I think that's like one of the first go-arounds to it, right? So we'll be there kind of some of the first couple of cruises that hit that island. So they have the Port Adventures. Now, I've never done a port adventure through Disney. And honestly, I think that if I was cruising more often, I might be interested. But there is some cool stuff because there is a cultural tour. I mean, there's a private historical and cultural tour for $1,500.
That one's a little pricey. That's a private tour, though. It is a private
tour. There are some buggy tours and things like that. I mean, there's still $400 a person. It's tough for a family of 5, right? So $2,000 to go do that. But there's a lot of cool things. I think that I'm going to be just very interested in seeing everything, kind of just looking around. But some of these cultural and historical tours, the ones that are down towards the bottom of the list, they would probably be kind of interesting. But again, the first time you go to one of the Disney islands, there is a lot to kind of do, and you kind of get caught up doing things that, last time we were there, I think I played volleyball for 2 hours. You know what I mean? I play volleyball anywhere, but you're there, you're playing against the people that run the cruise ship. There's
some people that live on the island too, right?
So you kind of get caught up doing that. And I think we were playing basketball. We were doing, we did snorkeling, we did all that. So I think that was kind of, I think the first time I go, it's going to be more about looking around. But I think there will be a lot more. Now, we did do bicycle rental last time. I
was going to say bike rental would be fun, right? Yeah,
we did that last time. So we'll probably do something either that. I mean, snorkeling on the other island is a little bit cheaper, I feel like, but I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know if that's still the case. But this e-bike sand snorkel and history tour, it seems interesting. I'm just excited by this island because there is, a whole Disney part and then a not Disney part. And I think that's what's going to make it really kind of interesting to see how that goes.
It looks like a really pretty island, honestly. It looks like there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah. I mean, and there is snorkeling. What is it? So $38 for snorkeling, snorkel rental. So I guess you can just snorkel right there, I hope, again, because that was the fun part until you see the barracuda right in your face, and then that's oh, hold on a second.
Barracudas don't actually eat people, though. It's not like the cartoons where they surround you and then all of a sudden you're a pile of bones.
It's not that.
That's a piranha. I feel like a barracuda though is still scary.
Yeah. They got sharp, pointy teeth. You just
and you can see them. It's not it's not like they're in their mouth and you're like, oh yeah, whatever. No, they're right there.
Yeah, I don't think they mess with you though. But you're right; it would freak me out too. I'm not disagreeing with you, David.
I feel like it's the same way. They're an animal. If you see an elk or a moose in Canada, it's they're very pretty and everything, but if you get close enough to them, you will have a bad time. And I feel like a barracuda is the same thing. If you surprise it, it's gonna. It's going to come at you, and I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, while attacks are rare, they say, I don't want to be that one where it's not rare, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Damon, I feel
in the moment it's not rare.
I feel like this South Lutheria, I don't know if that's the way to say that, eco-cultural tour. Yeah, when you go into the caves and stuff like that.
That looks cool.
You're talking about the one down the bottom?
The one down at the bottom.
LPT 05 or 06?
05.
05. Yeah. There's just
like
one picture of a cave, and like that just looks cool.
That looks really cool. So let's see. So $150 times 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, see, I think that's the problem. Like, this would be really cool, but there's going to be a lot to do. And we're on such a short cruise. We're only on a 3-day cruise.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like, dude, I don't want to be that tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get it.
It does look really neat, though.
Yeah, because you make a stop at what is called the Boiling Hole, which is a natural hot tub. What is all this stuff? There's a lot of cool stuff in here.
Would you get in that hot tub, Damon? The natural one?
I just don't know the answer to that.
Have you watched Dante's Peak?
Dante's Peak. Wow, that's
realistic. That was a documentary, right?
I know it's a throwback, but I mean, there was a very specific scene about some people going into hot springs, and it didn't end well.
Not end well for them. No.
I mean, this does look cool. I mean, if I was to say, again, so it's 4 hours, right? You're only on the island for part of the day.
Yeah, you're not on it for. I mean,
Right.
how long
4
are you on the island?
hours is a lot.
That's long. Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of committing that like this is what you're doing when you're there, right?
And the thing is that if I'm gonna be there, this is, like I said, this might be the cheapest Disney vacation I've ever taken, because normally, even if we're not spending money on a hotel, we're just using points, you're still putting out food. Well, this, I'm putting out nothing. I put out $0, right?
Yeah.
Not a dime.
Because you booked on points, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well,
now you can
right?
spend extra on other stuff. Yeah.
No, it's like, do I want to? See, like, I'm that guy as I suppose be like, hey, I want a Disney cruise. I didn't pay anything. Not
want to
one
keep it
dime.
as close to zero as possible.
Yes, I kind of want to be as close to zero as possible. So, knocking out close to $1,000 for this, kind of,
You know what though? This 4-person buggy adventure is $400 for the whole thing. So but then you have 5 people, so you'd have to be like, hey, you need to stay behind.
Yeah, exactly. and usually when that happens, it's me.
You're usually the one that gets left behind.
Not that I get left behind, but I'm always the one that will volunteer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because the kids want to do it, and
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah,
so.
I get that. But yeah, no, listen, I'm glad you added this, because this is pretty cool to take a look at some of the options for the.
Yeah,
I've been on a cruise.
This does look kind of cool though. For now that I'm looking at it for $400.
What, the buggy thing, or
that's not bad. Yeah. Like, I just go and sit around somewhere else, and everyone would bring pictures. Like, I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to do a buggy thing.
What's their definition of buggy, though? I mean,
they're probably like go
4-wheeler, or or is it
I don't
a
see
golf
any
cart?
pictures.
I mean,
There's no pictures of said buggy, so
there are no pictures of that. It just says a buggy adventure. It doesn't really tell you what kind of buggy there is. So yeah, I'm betting it's like, I don't know, some sort of like, obviously it's going to be made for going on the beach and off-roading and stuff, right? So you'd think so anyway. You'd hope so. All right. Well, anything else about that? Or should we move on to food and then?
I'm done.
David,
yes.
Blake, you going to stick around for food?
Yes, I'll stick around for food.
You like talking food?
Yeah, the role of Damon will be played by Blake for the rest of the show.
Oh, I don't know how much I like that. Hold on a second.
Not allowed to.
You can't like anything mushrooms or red meat, though.
Yeah, so make sure you're really a foodie and also very picky.
Well, you have to be you have to be a super taster. So if you're a super taster, then you'd be picky about stuff.
Yeah, you got to be. Yeah.
See, I just like food, so I don't know that. I'm going to say I like that.
Well, it's not like you can want to be a super taster. You're either born a super taster or you're not.
Super taster. Okay,
it's a thing.
Yeah, I'm not aware of this term. This is the first time I'm hearing this. So.
Well, you can look it up in Google, but it's like you have more taste buds per square inch, and you taste things like a little bit more vibrantly. So that's why things like mushrooms and coffee, I don't like them.
Because they taste they're too intense. That's why I don't eat coffee, because it's the bitter.
Worst superpower in the X-Men.
No, it's great because like when you have good food, it's even better. But I will tell you that like
I'm selling it as like you're an X.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Yes,
but what's funny is like people will try to trick me with mushrooms. Like you can't cook chicken and mushrooms and then pull out all the mushrooms. And like no, that doesn't work.
You're still going to taste the dirt.
Yes, it doesn't even matter. Like I could taste mushrooms like.
Mushrooms are
Yes.
great.
Anyway, so you guys have fun with some of your.
Well,
your
before
food
you
stuff.
go, Damon,
Yeah.
though, have you seen the Figment popcorn bucket?
I don't care about popcorn buckets.
Okay, bye.
I mean, like, okay, it's a Figment popcorn bucket. What are you doing with it?
I don't care. I'll put that one on a shelf. That one's a
Putting
work
it
of art.
next to my other Figment popcorn bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Like,
a
I
Funko
wish-
Pop collection.
Yeah,
Which again are also. I wish it was something better than a popcorn bucket.
You want this to be just like an acrylic figure or something that you can put on a shelf?
I want like the popcorn bucket to be better. Like I want there to be like a popcorn bucket that's like can actually, be on display.
I think this one could be. This one is amazing.
They're cheap, man. They're cheap.
I don't know.
I was looking at it. I was thinking, man, that'll break. It'll
as
break
I
if you
look at
look
that-
at it too hard.
That sipper that Katie got me though. I will say though that sipper from Typhoon Lagoon is up on my shelf and it is kind of dope though.
Which one is that?
The Typhoon Lagoon sipper.
Yeah, what does it look like though? Like, what is it?
It looks like the top of Typhoon Lagoon
Oh, okay, got it.
on the mountain.
Misadventure boat or whatever.
Yeah.
the boat,
I mean,
yeah.
it is up there and it is pretty cool. I think that's the other problem too is like, I wouldn't display everything. So it's like, I got one. I really, really like it. Figment just doesn't top that for me.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
But good luck with it.
All right,
Trevor, you're gonna be there when they're there in theory, right?
Yeah, he's gonna get me one.
Yeah,
That's
we're
fine.
going to try and get two. We'll get one for ourselves and we'll get one for Tom, and I'll have to figure out how to get it to Tom. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Yeah. All right. Bye, Damon. All right.
all right.
The role of Damon tonight will be played by Blake. The announcement before our show. All right, so let's start with and part of why we're gonna do a full food breakdown here because Trevor is going to the festival, right? So let
me get my app open here because I need to start like wish listing some of this.
Got to start wish listing. Yeah, you gotta be ready here. All right, so we're gonna start with the deconstructed dish. So this has a deconstructed pork belly, onion, bread pudding, watercress. I don't even know how to say that word. Espuma? What is that?
Espuma?
What in the world is that? I've never heard that word in my entire life.
Yes. Google.com. Here we go.
There you go. Yeah. And then tomato jam. I'm assuming it's this green and red looking thing in the first picture there, right?
Yeah.
Espuma is vegetable foam, is what.
That's yeah.
Okay.
I assumed it's that green foam on the side there. Because it's just weird enough, right?
Yeah, they also have at this booth a deconstructed key lime pie, which has a flexible key lime curd, a key lime mousse, a graham cracker cake, and meringues. I would probably, if I were going to go for anything at this booth, I'd go for the key lime pie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though I just think it's wrong that you would mess up key lime pie by deconstructing.
Yeah, it looks too weird.
Well, I mean, listen, a lot of the
honest.
food looks really weird at the Festival of the Arts, right? It's all artsy.
I mean, fair, but I'm going for a pie, and this is not a pie. I guess.
Fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fair. Okay, and then we're going down to cuisine classique. Right?
Wait a minute, we got to talk about beverages for a second. And
We never talk beverages. Go ahead.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
no, let's hear it. Yeah.
The only reason I want to talk about it is because one of them is Wicked Weed Brewing.
Oh, yeah.
They're based in Asheville, North
They
Carolina.
are based in Asheville, yeah.
I love that we got a North Carolina reference.
That is nice to have that is good. I'm actually going to Asheville in a couple months. Actually, this summer I'm going to Asheville.
You need to go to their tap room.
I've been there before. Yeah, I've been out to Asheville a bunch of times. It's a fun place. So I do want to understand how you have a deconstructed drink. How does that work?
I mean, do you split them in separate shot glasses?
Yeah, do they give you three? Do they give you all the ingredients in separate containers and then you have to mix it?
A deconstructed strawberry mint julep. Are you giving me just like a whole strawberry, a whole meat?
Like, how does that work?
Mint, and I have to mash it all myself.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way. Yeah, it kind of seems that way.
I'll pass.
All right, we'll go to the next booth here where we got beef Wellington. Which I don't think I've ever had beef Wellington. I mean, everyone knows I don't really eat red meat usually, but it has prosciutto, puff pastry, and a red wine demi glaze, and I mean that looks pretty good. I guess if you're into
it, it is good. I've had beef Wellington before, and it is really good. But this honestly is. I mean, I know it's cuisine classique, which classical food. It's probably the most boring thing on this list.
Oh yeah, because then they just have mussels.
I don't want either of these things.
Yeah, like I think the Figment inspiration station over here is I would eat like everything that's here. Which is the blueberry filled pastry tart with purple icing. Then they have a rainbow cake with freeze dried Skittles, which looks very good. They've had the rainbow cake in the past, but I don't think they've had the freeze dried Skittles on it. I think that's an addition.
Have you had freeze dried candies?
I haven't,
before?
But I know it's a big thing now, right? Like, and I haven't had it before.
They are really good, but they will destroy the roof of your mouth the same way that like Captain Crunch does.
Yeah, Captain Crunch is always the one I go to.
Is that like? I mean, is that like the astronaut ice cream we used to eat growing up?
No, like Dippin' Dots?
No, like freeze dried. You could buy freeze dried ice cream.
Yeah, I think the big difference. So the ice cream is a lot softer. So the freeze dried candies are. It's almost like sugar glass would be the. So
it's like they're like airy on the inside. They're like kind of hollow.
Yeah. It's very airy and like it basically shatters as you put it in your mouth.
But that's why it wrecks the roof of your mouth.
Yeah. But it's good though. Like texturally, it's a lot better, I think, than Skittles, which are chewy. Like it literally just makes them into a hard candy, but they're also very light and they're easy to chew, but yeah, very dangerous.
I also want to point out too, this grape smoothie with freeze dried Skittles. I'm actually would like that. I like grape, and especially that I like the artificial grape. I'm one of those weird kids that like the grape cough syrup taste, and I'm betting this tastes like that.
Yeah,
this whole area just looks like complete sugar overload.
Yeah, it is very much. This is like dessert.
That cake looks great, though. I mean, that cake looks awesome.
The problem is it actually going to be a good cake though? Because
that's
like
your question.
The thing about rainbow cake is that it always presents very well, but it's very rare that like there's so much effort put into making it look nice that or I guess my experience with rainbow cake is I've had a rainbow cake, I was excited about it, and then I ate it and I was like, this is not a good cake. Yeah.
Well, I also want to say too, and that this will make for a very interesting bathroom experience after you eat all these things.
Oh,
there's a lot of food dye going on here. A lot of food dye.
Yeah.
So, Trevor, have you added anything to the list yet, or we've not?
Not yet. Okay. Actually, I'm
betting the next category here. I think the next booth here. I think we might get one.
Yeah. This.
So we got the
belly's looking good.
Yeah, the Craftsman Courtyard, these are two new dishes: grilled pork belly with salsa verde, broccoli rabe, pickled peppers, and a raclette cheese on a grilled sourdough. Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. I'm interested. Then we also have a grilled marinated skirt steak with caramelized onions and mushrooms, blue cheese fondue, and arugula on a grilled French roll.
So
just hear Blake in the background. Oh,
I'm doing Homer Simpson over here going. Oh,
I was in until the blue cheese fondue. That's just
that's the best part. Oh my god!
I'm all about the raclette. I'm all about the raclette.
I can't do a lot of dairy.
That's right.
Yeah,
the tanginess of that blue cheese.
I know. I want to have it, but I don't feel I can sacrifice like half a day to have that.
Yeah,
because I'll be back at the room like curled up in a ball if I have it. So
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for sourdough and for the raclette. Mm-hmm. It's like that's those two things.
You could take a Camelback with you and just fill it with like Pepto-Bismol and.
Yeah.
Why is he drinking pink liquid? What is that? What's going on there? Like, you get stopped by Disney security.
Yeah. I get pulled over for that.
Yeah, sure. You definitely would. So then we got what, Trevor? Either one of these appealing to you or no?
So the pork belly, or the first one, I would definitely go for that, and. So I've got it on my list, and we'll see if I get over there or not. Because the problem is like where some of these booths are, it's not always necessarily on the way to other stuff that I'm doing. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where is the courtyard? Where is that?
Trevor, you have the map on the app in front of you, right?
I'm looking right now.
All right. While you're doing that, we'll go to the next one, the Pastoral Palette. And we've got red wine braised beef short rib with parsnip puree, broccolini, baby tomatoes, balsamic glaze, and then they also have a Black Forest cake, chocolate mousse with morello cherries and chantilly cream. I love a Black Forest cake. And this looks delicious, so I would be down for that. As we all know, don't need a lot of beef, so probably out on beef. But Trevor, did you find where the craftsman courtyard is?
Yeah, it's over towards the Mexico Pavilion.
Okay.
So there's a couple of different booths, so like right in front of the entrance to World Showcase, and it's on that side closer to Mexico.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a good chance I'll walk by there, and I'll have to remember. Yeah.
What about this pastoral palette? Anything for you guys in this one?
Well, I'm always up for short ribs, so I mean,
it does look good. I will say that.
Yeah.
I think if it was for mashed potatoes instead of parsnips, I'd probably be in.
Yeah, I don't mind parsnips, but I think it's the same kind of problem as the beef Wellington, is that it doesn't look interesting enough for me.
Okay, that's fair. All right, well, what about over at the artist table here? Duck and dumplings, smoked duck breast, ricotta dumplings, baby vegetables, and duck jus.
Yeah, that I want.
That is on the list.
Yeah.
And then they also have a hummingbird cake, a banana and pecan cake dipped in cream cheese icing with caramel sauce and warm pineapple compote. I like 3 of the things in this and hate 2 of the other things. I like the banana. I don't like pecans. I don't like pineapples. So I'm out on those 2 things.
I feel like it'll be,
by the way.
What's that?
It's
pecan. People say it's both ways. It's interchangeable. Don't be one of those people, Blake, in the group that criticize me for the way I say things. All right?
Come on, man. You've been living down in the South long enough. It's pecan. It is.
Listen, here's the thing. I probably say it both ways at a variety of times, right? So it just depends on how it comes out of my mouth the time that I say it. So, all right. So go ahead, Trevor. What were you going to say? I was
going to say, I feel like this is one of those things where it's too, like, all of these things I will eat, but the question is, will I eat them all together?
That's like, fair. Yeah. Would you want to eat the duck first and then come back later to get the hummingbird cake? Is that what you mean?
Well, I mean, like, so the hummingbird cake is like, okay, banana and pineapple. Okay.
Oh, you mean in the hummingbird cake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The pecans and then the cream cheese and the caramel sauce. I'm wondering if it's going to be like, that's just too many different things going on at once, right? Like it's a weird balance where it's like, I get that they want to try different stuff and they don't want to make it too basic, but at the same time, going overboard with just throwing too many things in means you like, I'm trying to envision how this is going to taste, and I don't know if it's something that I would actually like.
Well, the way it's plated in the picture, you don't have to combine all that stuff.
I mean, that's true.
You can keep out the pineapple, right? The pineapple's on the side, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
And the caramel sauce.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The caramel sauce is just
yeah. It's just kind of put on the plate. It's
little splotches.
It's not drizzled. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go down to the what is this? Tangerine Cafe.
Yeah.
We got grilled kebabs with carrot, chickpea salad, and garlic aioli. So there's chicken and lamb on those kebabs. So is that on your list, Trevor? Is that no?
That's a maybe.
It's a maybe.
Yeah.
It's a maybe.
I can get kebabs around here. I like, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first place that's got a protein that's not beef.
That's right? A fair point.
Yeah.
We also have a chocolate cake with pomegranate mousse and pomegranate whipped cream. I'd try that. That looks pretty tasty.
It looks very pretty.
It does.
That like pink block, or it's like a pink gold bar.
It's a block of pink.
It looks like a Toblerone.
It does kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks good though. It looks fancy, like you said, and that is a new item too, I should mention. So, and then Blake, it was nice of you to bring your hard cider to this booth, Blake's Hard Cider Company.
Oh, I'm just seeing that. How about that?
Nice.
Yeah, Blake's Hard.
It's a shame I'm not getting royalties off that.
You should be, yeah, because you are the only person named Blake.
I'll make sure that I bring it up to them when I'm at the booth.
Yeah, take a picture, man. Take a picture
of that. Well, I get a feeling that this is going to be this next one's going to be a win for Trevor here. What is it? Vibrante and Vivito and Canto Cocina.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've taken Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Chorizo and potato empanada with turmeric aioli and annatto aioli. Yeah. But I saw this and I'm like, Trevor wants that.
Yeah, I do. I want empanada for sure.
I want empanada. Give me empanada.
Yeah, chorizo is. I love stuff with chorizo. We've been having a lot of food with, or like we've been getting meal kits.
Oh yeah,
and they've been offering a lot of chorizo, and we're just like, yes, more chorizo, please.
What were you going to say, Blake?
I was going to say I have to be honest. What is annatto? I'm
no idea. Yeah, this is another Google. Every time we go through these foods, they always have words in there that I've never seen in my life. It's an orange-red condiment and food coloring derived from the seeds of the achote tree. Okay.
Yeah, but what flavor is it? It says it imparts yellow and orange color, but
what's it taste like?
Yeah, what's it taste like?
Kind of
tastes like yellow.
Annatto. I'm just kidding.
It might just be a food coloring though. Like it doesn't. I don't see there's like a taste. Yeah. Literally on Google.
But why would they?
Annatto taste. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah. So I feel like it because it's turmeric's yellow and annatto is going to be like an orange red color. Is it just for visual or is it that
it says slightly sweet and peppery is what I'm seeing here.
Okay. And I mean looking at the picture like that's the stuff drizzled over top of the empanada, which
it looks delicious.
Yeah. It almost looks like icing, but
it does.
When you realize that it's an aioli, it's
And then the dessert in this booth is giving me some Pandora vibes, right? It's a passion fruit filled mango cheesecake with coconut pineapple cake, dragon fruit. Is it gelee? Yeah. Gelee, whatever. And dragon fruit strawberry sauce. That looks pretty good. And like I said, it looks, if you've seen that blue dessert you can get at Satuli, right? It looks just like that. It's not color wise, just shape wise.
Yeah, and this one for sure is like compared to the other one. All these flavors to me, it's like this is like going to be like a tropical cheesecake. So
that one's on your list too, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got gourmet landscapes, which is what is this? Verjus roasted beets with goat cheese, petite lettuce, blackberry gastrique, and spiced pecans.
Yeah, you lost me on beets.
You lost me on the entire thing. I don't want any of this.
Beets. I can't stand beets.
I don't know. I like beets.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like go hunting for them, but I don't mind them in whatever I'm eating.
How about this roasted bone marrow with onion marmalade, pickled mushrooms, and petite lettuce? It's a very fancy. I mean, it is called gourmet landscapes, but this feels very fancy.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't find bone marrow to be that appealing.
Yeah. That kind of grosses me out, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about wild mushroom risotto with truffle shavings?
100% on that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But this is something actually I could convince my wife to go in on because she loves mushrooms. Too.
Nice.
So I'm sure we could probably make an arrangement to share this one. Yeah.
This one's checked off. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be looking at this one.
And now to make Trevor angry, the refreshment port gnocchi poutine with red wine braised beef, cheese curds, basil, and burrata.
How is this poutine?
It looks delicious, though, doesn't it?
Well, great. Yeah, you're right. It looks good. It's the only thing in here that makes it even close to poutine is the cheese curds.
It's the cheese curds, yeah.
Yeah. What are those things underneath? Are those tater tots?
No, that's the gnocchi.
That's the gnocchi.
Yeah, it looks like they fried
gnocchi.
them, though.
Okay.
It looks like they deep fried them though, So yeah, I mean they look like French fries
because gnocchi is like it's like potato, but it's almost like it's like a pasta though. So again, it's not French fries, which I get. Well, that's probably why they fried it and then put it in here. So it's like, oh, they're like French fries, but like you're saying, Blake, it's like you could have thrown potato barrels in there.
Yeah, I would have been okay with potato barrels.
Yeah.
I have
had potato barrel. Is that tater tots?
Tater tots, yeah. Sometimes they call them potato barrels just to be fun.
Okay.
I mean, they've had a poutine of some sort with the braised beef on top before, and I have tried it, and it is very good. So I'm assuming it's similar. I appreciate them trying to do something a little bit different by making gnocchi, but listen, I get it. It's not really poutine. And then they've had this jumbo chocolate chip cookie that looks like a palette for like years now, right? Like they've had that one for a long time. So
that's such bait. I feel like
it is.
Here's our artist cookie. Like it's a cookie with icing on it.
Yeah, it's just a cookie.
I'm zooming in on that. Is that brush looks edible?
I don't know. Do you get a brush?
Those look like chocolate straws for the brush part.
All right.
I think that brush is edible.
No, that would be cool. That'd be cool if you could eat the brush. That makes it a little more fun. There's a booth called Deco Delights, which is just a dessert trio, which is new. It's a chocolate tart, a vanilla bean cheesecake, and a strawberry mousse. These look really good, but they also, this is one of those ones where they're super tiny, right? Like they're small and they look even smaller in the picture somehow.
Like, because you can see the detail of the plate so much that they're sitting on.
Yeah. The zoom on the picture is like, these things must be like single bites.
I do have to say they look very good though. I mean, I would eat all of this. I would eat all.
Yeah, but then you're getting into price, because if I'm going to pay $9 for this, I'm gonna be like, nope.
For 3 bites.
Yeah, for 3 bites. No.
Yeah. That's fair.
I would say this is like, how many other places can you get like a cupcake or something that looks kind of like this? Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I get, they're selling as part of Festival of the Arts, but for probably the price and, for having something that looks, it's probably not going to taste a lot different than, because all they say is, it's a chocolate tart, vanilla bean cheesecake, and strawberry mousse. So chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. There's not even any interesting flavors there, right?
I'm gonna put all of them in my mouth at once and get a Neapolitan ice cream.
Oh,
okay.
No.
I mean,
so
for $19.99.
For $19.99. Down to the Pop Eats booth, which has been there for a couple of years now. They have their tomato soup with grilled cheese, very basic. Then the tomato soup with pimento cheese, bacon, and fried green tomato grilled cheese. I don't know if either one of those are on your list. I know it's just grilled cheese, so I don't know. But this Rock
Probably
the Dots white chocolate and orange mousse with vanilla bean chiffon cake. That looks cool. I like that one.
Again, very, very nice presentation. And it's where is Pop Eats? I need to, the hard part is that I need to think about where these places are, because if you're on the other side of the park when you're hungry, it doesn't do you a lot of good to
especially at Epcot. Holy
yeah. I'm not walking all the way around World Showcase to get this, but it looks like a lot of this is kind of in that there's like that corridor between
that middle area.
Between I guess
Canada
and
you're
Mexico.
talking about there, because they have a couple in that by Test Track there. They always have
there's some over by Test Track, but like that walkway like the right between Canada and Mexico, there's like a long space where there's a bunch of booths. I think this is in there.
Okay.
Yeah. We're
going to skip over connections and go down to this French one that I'm going to destroy the French language trying to pronounce all this stuff. So there's some sort of brie thing. It looks like a bread bowl that you get from Panera filled with brie, right?
It's brie cream cheese in a small bread bowl or small bread.
I'm not a big brie guy. I don't love it.
I think it's just I'll eat it, but it's so bland. I like my cheese to have some tang to it.
Yeah, you need something else with brie is the thing. Like brie's like it's a delivery system. It's not
it's a vector system.
Not the main, yeah. Then we have a salmon mousse, smoked salmon, dill, and flaxseed biscuits served cold. That's the bottom left, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something I'm interested in, but I don't know if that's something you would want, Trevor.
I would probably try it because it would probably be like the stuff that I eat in the Japan pavilion. Like I know you were horrified when I was having beef.
Oh yeah, when you were eating that weird thing. I don't remember what that was.
but
Trevor was eating some weird thing. I'm like, what are you eating?
it was like a beef, not or I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah, it was basically like a very slightly cooked beef. It was, but
I take it back. By the way, I think that one is
the upper right.
It is the upper right, and then the next one is the lower right, which is a puff pastry with salmon, spinach, and some sort of shallot sauce, Chardonnay shallot sauce, and that one's served warm. They mentioned. I mix them up. So yeah.
Okay.
Do you want that one too?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know that I can't eat all of these though. This is the hard part is that I feel like I'll have to decide in the moment which one of these I really want to try, because I'm not going to order like 3 things from the same booth.
Oh, they have both in one dish though. Like they have a hot and a cold, so they have both of the salmon offerings on one. And then the dessert here is a molten, I don't know, Valrhona cake, chocolate cake, hazelnut crunch, and mango raspberry coulis. Talk about presentation. This one has the presentation.
Yeah.
It looks like flames are coming off of it. It's very
fire lava cake.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of awesome. I would definitely eat that. That sounds good to me. hazelnut crunch. You always, if you throw hazelnut in there, I'm always there. So
is it okay? I was gonna say, I guess it's not just like hazelnut spread. It's a hazelnut crunch. So
it's a hazelnut crunch on the top. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I don't know how chocolate is going to go with mango raspberry coulis. I feel like that those don't make. I don't like chocolate with fruity. Chocolate with fruity always throws me off.
So you don't
too.
do chocolate and orange?
No, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not. I keep my fruit away from my chocolate. Unless it's like chocolate covered raisins. I'll do a chocolate covered raisin.
I feel the same way about fruit and pizza. There should be no pineapple pizza.
My wife would argue with this. She's a big pineapple.
I probably just triggered about half our audience.
Yeah, my wife loves pineapple on pizza. She's all about pineapple on pizza.
It's a thing in Canada. We love ham and pineapple. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. So let's move down to El Artista Hambriento. I'm going to say that.
Nothing new here.
Nothing new here. There's just like a steak kind of thing here.
More beef.
I mean, it looks good.
It looks like what we've seen at some of the other booths. So yeah, nothing interesting.
And here's where Trevor's going to get excited.
Yeah,
go Shiki.
Shiki, yeah. I am both curious and put off by the idea of a sushi donut.
I feel like that was there when we were there. Or maybe my wife had one of those.
I know I've never seen this, and I know it's not new, but.
It's just donut shaped.
It's just donut shaped. Yeah,
it's not an actual donut.
But that's a lot. But I know, but it's a lot of sushi. I guess it seems like
I don't know
more than I want.
I'm looking at that picture, and I think this is another zoom in.
Maybe, yeah.
I think this is another really small.
You think it's bite sized?
Yeah, this is like a mini donut.
I see you going for that Wagyu bun though, the steam filled bun with steam bun filled with American buns. Wagyu beef and
that's like the Satuli's hamburger pod.
That I will probably go out of my way to get a steam bun.
I know how much you love your steam bun. So, and then there's a mochi what is that word?
Ichigo mochi.
Okay, yeah, you do that. You say those. Yeah. How do you say that? What is it?
Ichigo mochi.
Okay. So is that sounds like it's something you've had before and want.
Oh yeah. Mochi's awesome. So it's like a rice. It's basically you take these this rice gluten and you put different things in it, and most of the time it's sweet. So you can get like green tea mochi and stuff like that, but in this case it's strawberry bean paste, which I know bean paste sounds weird, but it's actually sweet again. And then white chocolate with strawberry cream. So this is just like strawberry mochi with bean paste, which, like I said, it's delicious. I would probably get this with my steam bun.
And then this next booth is probably going to appeal to you as well, the Painted Panda. Because I know you love the Asian flavors. You're all about the Asian flavors, right? So General Tso's chicken, how do you say that? Shumai?
Yeah. Shumai. Yeah.
I don't know how to
say char siu pork bun.
That looks delicious, though. That looks amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I don't know what's on that, but I want to eat it.
it's like pork belly.
I know, but I mean the sauce.
I wonder if it's sriracha. I bet it's sriracha.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
And then sesame balls with red bean paste. You said red bean paste is like sweet, right? So.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, this is a dessert. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, again, sesame balls. There's actually a place here that I order from, or it's actually Korean, and they do sesame balls as well. But theirs are actually filled with cream cheese, but it's sweet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so good. They're just.
I just am imagining you marking off all of these things in your app.
I'm trying to find. I'm like scrolling up and down through the list as we're talking here because they're not in the same order as what.
Not in the same order as we're viewing them.
Where is this?
Where is this one? Where's the Painted Panda? I need to find it. Yeah. Then we have what is it? L'Art di Mangiare. I'm guessing this is Italian. A mozzarella fritta, flash fried breaded fresh mozzarella. So mozzarella sticks.
It looks like a mozzarella patty.
It's a mozzarella stick patty, basically, right? With condiments around a little palette, which is kind of cool. I would eat that. It's mozzarella.
I like that. Because that's actually like all these other things like deconstruct and whatever. But I like the fact that it's presented as like, oh, you've got all these different dipping sauces to try the patty with.
Looks like
right?
there's some pesto there. I'm a big pesto
Yeah.
guy. Like, I love pesto.
I wonder what that dark blue is. On the
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. They don't list what the condiments are. They just say artist palette condiments. And then we have good.
That could be sriracha and teriyaki sauce for all you know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Then we have a big stuffed, I don't know, some sort of pasta, conchigli. Conchigli? Yeah. Okay, sure, whatever.
Ripene,
yeah.
Conchigli ripene, something like that. Which is, these are like giant shells.
Giant shells. They're shells.
Yeah,
with beef,
stuffed shells.
Yeah, they're stuffed shells with beef, ricotta, peas, pomodoro, and creamy sauce. That looks good. I would eat that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd eat that.
Yeah.
I love Italian stuff in general. And then there's a torta. There's a chocolate cheesecake and whipped cream. It looks pretty basic, but it looks delicious nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... If I wasn't eating all the other dessert stuff at the previous two booths, I would probably have this, but I want my mochi.
So last and not least, we've got the Swirled Showcase, which is ice cream stuff, but there's also funnel cake going on around here too. So there's a crazy chocolate funnel cake sandwich, which is a mini funnel cake sandwich with vanilla ice cream, rainbow whipped cream, strawberry sauce, and powdered sugar. I actually saw a review on this online, and somebody was saying it was amazing, which, you know, it looks pretty delicious. I would eat this, but I don't know what you guys think. I'm liking it.
I've never thought to make an ice cream sandwich with funnel cake before.
Yeah.
This looks like the North Carolina State Fair where they put a burger between two Krispy Kreme donuts.
I've seen that in many places in North Carolina. Yeah, it does look like that, except it's all sweet instead of savory and sweet. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sugar overload again.
Oh, I would. I
don't know. I feel like the funnel cake does offset it a little bit because, like, even though it's not. It's still like sweet, but it's
fried
like dough.
Taste. Yeah, it's like
something fried in there, so it does kind of offset the sweet a little bit.
And it's not drenched in powdered sugar like funnel cakes usually are. So
yeah, that's fair. All right, well, that's all we got. So I hope you've got a good list here, Trevor. I'm hoping you're going to share stuff as
I still got to find a couple of things on the list here as we go, but
yeah, you're going to find where they're at, but you'll find them. So yeah, so why don't we go ahead and wrap up unless anybody else has anything else they want to bring up?
I don't.
No, I'm good.
Blake, is there anything you want to plug before we wrap up?
Golden Button Detours. Go listen to
plug
that.
our other show on the main show.
What? You got to start thinking about this as a network. This is the Welcome Home Podcast.
The Welcome Home Podcast Network.
Yes,
I've thought about this before. Actually, this was a thought, and I've, if I had more time to do things, I would, consider making many shows underneath this umbrella, but it takes a lot of time to do all this stuff. So
yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
Listen to Blake and Damon on the Golden Button show if you haven't, guys. It's Golden Button Detours. It's
Blake,
good stuff.
Do you actually provide like a contrasting view to Damon's nonsense, or do you?
Yeah, especially when it comes. Yeah, especially when it comes to, like, we talked about this in the last episode actually about. Nighttime shows.
Oh,
I'm big on nighttime shows.
Me too.
He's not into that. And
mm-hmm.
I do really want to wrap up, but I want to ask you both if you saw the new drone show, a video of the new drone show at Paris, because they did something that I've never seen in a drone show before. They have fireworks on drones and smoke machines on drones.
I saw a screenshot where it said like the nighttime electrical parade or something?
Yeah, it's the nighttime.
I haven't seen the video yet, but I'm excited.
So they literally have fireworks that come off the drones, and when I first saw it, I was like, how did they make the fireworks do that? Not realizing that they were literally shooting fireworks off of drones, which I have never seen in all the drone shows I've seen. So
it sounds incredibly dangerous.
It does sound dangerous, yes, but
they must have some sort. I mean, the thing about drones is that they're very precise. Like, you can control them pretty well, or like better than most things. But still lighting off fireworks in the air, I don't know.
Are they like traditional fireworks? It
was kind of sparklers. Like, it was like, so there's one part where there's a pirate ship, right? And they have like almost like sparklers going out of the back of the out of the pirate ship. Like, go watch the video. It's very cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but I just wanted to bring that up real quick, but I do want to wrap up. So
we'll put that as homework.
Yeah, homework. Go watch the video of that.
Yeah. All right. Now I got to go back to the wrap up. Okay.
You don't have it committed to memory, but at this point, Trevor.
No, I don't. I need the visual cues for it.
Fair enough.
Because
I do have our disclaimer pulled up just in case.
No, we're good. We got that.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, as usual, if you guys want to reach out to us, you can always find us at welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. We love getting your questions, sharing your trip reports, all that kind of stuff. So you can always find us on Gmail. If you want to find us on socials, you can find us on Facebook as Welcome Home Podcast, YouTube as Welcome Home Podcast as well, and on Instagram as Welcome Home Pics. If you're on Facebook, make sure you check out our group called Welcome Home Disney Waitlist. We have lots of great conversations in there. We get a lot of listener questions from there, and you get to see all the memes and fun stuff. So make sure you join that group if you're looking for a good group to talk about Disney stuff.
I feel like all the meme makers have been on vacation. I haven't seen. It's weeks here.
Everyone's coming back from Christmas, but there has been a couple of good ones in there. And yeah, it's lots of great creative stuff and things that we don't even think about as we're doing the show. People will make amazing jokes and stuff about something that we said that I sometimes don't even remember what I said.
I don't remember anything I said on the show.
I'm
ever. I forget immediately after I say it.
I always have to kind of go back and be like, okay, what was the reference to that? But then, yeah, once I realize what they were referring to on the show, it's always been hilarious. So make sure you check that out if you're looking for a Disney group to hang out in. And if you want to help support the show, you can go to store.welcomehomepodcast.com. Check out our different merchandise there. The t-shirts, fanny packs, all that kind of good stuff is still in the store. And we have the new logo, which, new from, we started running it last September, I think.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but so, but new-ish logo. If you haven't looked in the store in a while, make sure you go have a look. And if you would rather support us through Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/welcomehomepod and check out our different levels of Patreon support, which has Patreon exclusive logos, which you can't get in the main store. And Patreon supporters also get access to the Discord server, which is yet another place that we talk with our listeners, and is a great time it's a great place to have a good time with other people that want to talk Disney. And there's lots of great conversations that go on in there. So, make sure you guys check that out if you haven't gotten on Discord yet. And last but not least, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify or any of those platforms where you can leave a review, leave us a 5-star review. It does help the algorithms, believe that we're a real podcast, and we can, we can be available to more people. So, make sure you tell the AI that we're cool. So, and then also on iTunes, if you want to, you can leave us a review. We do read out the reviews on the show. I'm assuming, again, because people have been on vacation. Do we have any new ones this week, Tom? Or
no, we don't.
Yeah. So that's fine. But yeah, if you leave us a review on iTunes, we will read it out on the show. So, make sure you guys do that.
As long as it's 5-star. If it's 4-star or 3 below, it's probably not good.
Come on, we've read out the.
Well, I mean, you can make a 5-star review negative in the text just as long as you do 5 stars, and then you can tell us how much you hate us and how much you hate food, and Damon's too grumpy and negative, and and you hate him.
We talk too much.
We talk too much. Tom says too much. Tom laughs at himself all the time. Whatever you want to put in there, I don't care. Just as long as it's 5 stars, just give us 5 stars. That's all we want. And also, of course, we also want you to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast, so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube Music, just about any podcast app that exists. You can find us, and just search for Welcome Home. You'll find us there. Just a reminder to our listeners: Welcome Home Podcast is for entertainment only. We are not employed by the Walt Disney Company, and as such, all opinions we express on the show are our own. So please consult your DVC representative or Disney cast member for more information about anything we talked about today. Join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion. Of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Do a huddle when we hit a chair. How she can cuddle is no man's affair. I looked around from pole to pole, found her in a sugar bowl.